Welcome, everyone, to Mongols. This is a Hartford Athletic Insider episode where we take a quick look at the Hounds' next opponent, the Athletic. Joining me for this one is our friend Mike Peshka of the Bonanza, a Hartford supporters group. Pesh, welcome back. How's it going, man?
Going great. Thanks for having me back. It's really excited you reached back out to talk to me again.
No, absolutely. How's your summer been so far?
It's been good. It's been good. We're having like record heat waves up here, rolling thunderstorms, but no, other than that, it's been good. How about you?
Good. Yeah, it's been crazy heat here as well. It hasn't really rained where I'm at for, I think I said like 3 weeks. So we desperately need water. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's get right into it. Since the last time we played and you guys beat us 2-0, good call. That I believe you called that 2-0.
Yeah, I did.
Yes?
Yeah, did have that.
Yeah, credit to you. Yeah. We've sort of been on a similar trajectory. You guys had 3 losses, but then you had that massive draw against the Battery this past weekend. How have things been with the team?
Ebbs and flows, which is something we're used to in Hartford. The vibe was really, really good after we beat Pittsburgh at home, and then we didn't really capitalize or carry that momentum. Gave up some tough losses with some really tough late goals.
Yeah, it's sort of looking at your schedule. You guys had 87th minute loss to Tampa, 87th minute loss to Sacramento, 90th minute draw to the Battery. Why do you think you guys have been giving up so many late goals?
Well, it is part of the culture in Hartford, as we kind of joke within the Bonanza. Last year and the year prior, we gave up a ton of late goals in stoppage time. Thought we kind of fixed that this year. We fixed the stoppage time part. Still giving up late goals. Just a lack of concentration. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 games I can think of off the top of my head that we should have left with a draw on the road, and then we gave up a late goal, and then really, it was a real gut punch to drop points to Charleston after the great first half we had.
Yeah. I mean, those teams that I mentioned are some really good teams. Mm-hmm. Do you take any solace in the fact that you guys did at least hang around with them?
I suppose so. It's a step up from previous years. It's just hard. It's just hard. There's times we really should have just taken away some points, and we can't, we're stringing together, we can't string together 2 good halves, I should say, in one game. We'll look really, really good for the first half, and then we'll really just dial it back after halftime, or we won't match the adjustments of the opposing team.
It's similar to us. Since the last time we played, you guys have struggled to score. You did get 2 against the Battery. Why do you think you guys have been struggling to find the back of the net?
Well, there's been a shift on our front line. We did, right after our last matchup with Pittsburgh, we did traded Romario Williams to Indy 11 for former Hartford player Eunice Berdati, who's a right back. So we've kind of shifted Mishi Nagalina. He's been playing a little bit of the 9 and trying to figure it out. We only really have one true other 9 on our roster, which is Mamadou Dieng, who started and got a goal against the Battery. So I think it's just kind of figuring out, Mishi's going to be great, it looks like, no matter where he's playing on the front, but it's just kind of figuring out where and who's going to play with him.
You did get 2 against the Battery. So now that has happened, do you feel like the floodgates are going to open, or do you think that you were just doing the right things and it just sort of paid off in the case of the Battery game?
I would say, it was really I would say that the first half against the Battery was probably the best first half, the most dangerous first half I've seen the Hartford Attack look all season. So I do think that there's a lot of promise at the floodgates. There's potential. The floodgates really could open. Will it happen on the road? Highmark Stadium? Maybe not.
Yeah. We suffered a similar thing where I think we went 8 games and we had only scored 1 goal. So at that point, the guys were just in their head, and then they played Oakland this past week and they got 5. So our hope is like, don't make this an anomaly. Like, now you can score, go score. You guys sort of had like a microcosm of that as well. In addition to that, since we last played, you guys have had some red card trouble, picking up 2 reds in the past 4 games. Yeah. Were those justified in your case?
I would say so. I would say Hartford has maybe a bit of a disciplinary problem throughout the entire season. Our bench has been carded, whether it's been our head coach Brandon Burke or another assistant coach or a player. The bench has been carded numerous times, numerous games this season. And then the past couple matches with the red cards are concerning. I would say, the last match that red card lost us the game. Hernan Ribeiro, he kept talking to the ref. He was shown a yellow for dissent, didn't back off, and was shown another yellow, and that really just kind of just turned the whole game. So I definitely think that it needs to tighten up a little bit. I mean, I think back to even when we played New York City FC2 in the Open Cup, there was a huge squabble in added time. We got two players sent off then, so it's been a common theme this season.
How much do you think that could impact the game this weekend?
I think it's definitely so. I think, even losing Hernan, who's a really experienced keeper. I think that alone is going to affect, with Greg Monroe, who's a little experienced coming in and playing in net. And I think, I know, I've been to Highmark myself. I know it's a tough place to play. And it could be a factor this weekend.
How do you think things are going to shape out? You called the score correctly last time. Let's see if you can get it right this time.
I'm really nervous. Seeing Pittsburgh put 5 on Oakland. I'm very nervous about that. And, Hartford's had poor away form. I think we have 1 win and 7 losses on 8 trips on the road. So I said 2-0 Hartford in the first match. I think I'm going to say 2-0 Pittsburgh for this weekend, but hoping we can escape with a point.
Okay. I will ask you, I think last time we talked, I asked you, was this the year that Hartford make the playoffs? And I think looking at some of the results, especially in the last few games, and at least seeing how you guys hung with some of the top teams, that gave me some hope. Where do you stand? Do you think that this is the year that Hartford makes it?
Yeah, I'm still hopeful. I think we can sneak into. I really think we can sneak into that 8th spot. It's just about the guys not getting discouraged. They are playing, like you said, they're going 85, 87 minutes with some of the top teams in the East. So I think as long as they don't get discouraged, keep playing hard, we've gotten some tough opponents out of the way. So I definitely think that it's possible we can sneak into that 7th or 8th spot.
Well, Pesh, as always, I appreciate the time. Thank you again. After this week, hopefully you guys can stop giving up those late goals and start climbing the table. After this week, hopefully the Hounds can get some retribution. But I appreciate you joining us for this one.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and hopefully we get to round 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks everyone else for watching and listening. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube. We'll have more Hounds content coming at you very, very soon.